Every time you thought you couldn't keep moving forward, you did. Take a moment to appreciate your strength. Welcome, and I'm so glad that you're here. Here we talk about personal development, relationships, and mental health, just to name a few. My name is Carmen, a registered counsellor who is passionate about coming alongside people. This podcast is designed to create a discussion and bring awareness around what matters most in life, and that includes you. The goal is that each episode will leave you feeling encouraged, equipped, and empowered so you can live your best life. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to another episode. How are you? I hope you had a lovely Easter long weekend. I had a good time catching up with family, and I spent some time in the kitchen trying new recipes. And you may have heard me say this before, and I will say it again, and I will most probably keep saying it. It's essential to do the things that create joy in our lives, because no one can do this for us. So, if you remember, a few weeks ago, I did an episode on preparing for marriage. Perhaps it's fair to say we have experienced a breakup, find ourselves navigating a breakup, or know someone going through one. So while we can prepare and aim for thriving relationships, sometimes we find ourselves riding solo. In this week's episode, we look at the things to do after a breakup. Breakups are tough, whether it's something we have initiated or if it's someone else's decision that we now need to navigate. Before I ever started my journey as a counsellor, the concept that we grieve a relationship was foreign. I thought that one grieves when someone we love passes away. Knowing this when it comes to breakups can normalise and validate the heartbreak felt after the relationship is no longer, while also acknowledging that each situation is unique to the individual and it doesn't take away from that. Esther Perel, a relationship therapist, talks about rituals for breakups or divorce. She explains how there can be many rituals around the act of marriage. For example, rings and the things that mark the beginning, where the ending of a relationship can be legalistic. Rituals for breakups can be important because they help us understand that while the relationship might be over, we are not over. The ritual can help bring closure and prepare us for knowing that life goes on despite the pain that is present. So what can these rituals look like? It can look like packing up the other person's stuff from your space. It can be writing a breakup letter. Sometimes it can be sent to the other person. And sometimes it's the exercise of expressing and writing it down and then ripping it up. It might be going to the places that held significance for the both of you and saying goodbye to them, like the place of marriage or favourite spot. And of course, practicing self-care. Esther shares about how important connections are in moments like these, and to hear how others have navigated their breakups. Sharing the experience with others rather than in isolation. On a finishing note, one can focus on their work or projects, connections, and distractions during a breakup. Again, remember to be kind to yourself as you find your feet as a single person. Take this moment to reinvent yourself, try new things, and seek support when needed. Thanks for joining me on the podcast, and every time you thought you couldn't keep moving forward, you did. Take a moment to appreciate your strength. Until next time, take care. So that's it for today's episode. As always, I'm grateful for the opportunity to come alongside you. If you know someone who might benefit from hearing this episode, why not share it with them? And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode. For more content or to learn about the services I provide, head over to carmendebono.com.au, and I look forward to coming alongside you again next Wednesday.